Hey everyone, this is Crypto Broker coming at you with my first cryptocurrency review. I'm just an independent investor that doesn't have a massive amount of funds to be able to invest in, so I started doing a little bit of research, and some people were having a little bit of issues trying to find new investments. Now, as investors, there's two different categories. You'd have whales, and then you'd have new investors. The new investors are the regular folk that are trying to get into the industry. They're trying to get into the game, but they don't exactly know what to do. So, what I'm going to try and do in my series of crypto reviews is explain what I would believe as good investments for early level investors as well as veteran investors. Because the veteran investors will just be able to do a lot more with what I'm going to mention, and the new investors can double up, triple up, and they can just keep going up from there. So today's main focus is going to be Pundi X. What is Pundi X, you may ask? Pundi X is actually a well-established crypto, but it didn't exactly get the takeoff it was hoping for. It was one of those cryptos that started out with a good project idea, but the technology was having a little bit of a hard time keeping up with it. So 2 years ago, if you had purchased Pundi X, it probably would have been a long hold type of investment. But at this point, Pundi X is actually turning into a short-term game type of investment. So that's when the new investors can come in. That's also when the whale investors can come in and maximize on the profit. So the reason we're going to go after Pundi X first is the fact that it's at such a low price range. When you're looking for price ranges, you're actually looking for lower price range to maximize volume that you're getting. We could look here that I have on screen the NPXS crypto pricing. Now you can look at it. It is dipped a little bit through the day and through the night because of the big announcements that I'm going to mention later in the video. But you can look, and it's already one of those juicy type investments that people just they salivate to, because you look. And in the beginning, you can see it launched, but it didn't exactly do well, so the trajectory was low. But since this new market situation happened with Wall Street bets and all that stuff, it's become a little bit more relevant. So you see this huge candle with this massive wick happening right now because of the announcement that just happened. What is that announcement, you may ask? Well, the new announcement is about redenomination of tokens. What that means is that Pundi X believes that it would be better for merchants to redenominate the pricing of the coins compared to having such a large amount of coins per transaction. That's the way you can think about it. So if you were to think about it, say the United States dollar was like how Pundi X is right now. Pundi X is, you can buy 1 million shares for probably 500 or 600 right now, USD. Now, if you went to a merchant and wanted to buy a t-shirt or a coffee or anything like that, it's going to be quite annoying to have 20 million different, coins to be able to do the transaction. So Pundi X is trying to pretty much make it so that it is going to be like, instead of having 100,000 tokens to use at a transaction, I'm just using 20 or 30. There's no value change. The 20 or 30 coins aren't going to be 0.00004 cents a share. What they're going to be is a larger share at that point, because you have to reevaluate how the pricing is going. So instead of 1 million coins, you're going to get 1,000 coins. And that 1,000 coins is now going to be maximized on the value of the coin itself, because now there's a large amount less coins in circulation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over today's announcements and kind of explain what I personally think is going to happen with the market, my predictions. And what I would do is follow along, because even though it's such a small coin, it has a massive amount of potential. So the first thing we're going to talk about is this. This post was added in the tweet that Zach put out. It's Zbin, I think that's what it is. You can go over on to my Twitter and you can just find it. It's Zach, and he's the creator of Pundi X. Now, before I really get into this, I only started investing in Pundi X about 4 or 5 days ago. 4 or 5 days ago, Pundi X had no hype, nothing behind it, and it was kind of just struggling for a long time. And it just shot up within this last couple days since I've invested. That's how I feel that when you go into projects, you have to look at the technology behind it. You have to see what's going to be happening and hope that, you know, the technology is going to maximize your profit. So Zach posted a bunch of different tweets today. I mean, he's been on it today, trying to make sure people aren't paranoid. He's explaining all kinds of different stuff going on with the crypto, and it's great. I mean, in a lot of crypto, it's hard to get any sort of hype because the developers do not really get into it. But Zach has been a great asset to getting this pricing to go up, because he's been on it. He's not just sitting behind a desk and just waiting for other people to get the job done. So I commend you for that. Now, he made a post, and it had the quarterly setup of how it was going to do the redenomination. Now, through the quarters, I mean, all it's going to do is just, right now we're sitting at about 258 billion coins, and it's going to go down to about 258 million. And so throughout the year, that's all that this is really going over. So I'm not going to patronize you and make you look at something for any other point other than in every single one of these it just says the same thing. We're going to take some more out of this one and put it into this one. So we're just going to move on. Now, the biggest thing I, as a new investor, am looking into is the fact that I'm going to push that crypto that I am now invested into. To understand what I'm getting at is, I'm not just investing into a coin and then expecting it to do well. Like, I'm not going to go into Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything like that and expect that the expectations are what they are. Now, with a small coin, the people are able to raise the price because they feel it's a better price. They purchase and they hype. So what I did is, 4 days ago, I started posting all the tweets that I started to do. If you go onto my Twitter, you can see I went and posted a crap ton of different tweets. I've just been pushing it as hard as I can, and throughout the last couple of days, the price of an XPS has exponentially gone to the moon, and it's still going. Like, if it makes it to this week, it's just unbelievable. Now, people get really frantic when they hear any sort of news. So a big problem that people had last night was the fact that the news came out about this redenomination. And if you go to it, like, I'm just going to find one of my posts. Okay, now if I go to this, people were mad. They were upset. Like, so Zach had posted this one right here, and people were just going bananas. Like, I'm gonna sell all my coins, and all I'm thinking is, this is great. Like, because these people are selling, like, now I can buy in a little bit more on the dip. I can go in and get a little bit more, and so now I'm sitting on a couple million, coins. So when the denomination happens, I'm set. I'm golden. So regardless of the price, it's going up in my books. So what I'm saying to an investor is to highly go into NPXS, because of the fact that at the price it's out right now, USD, you're not going to beat it. It's still under a penny. Once it goes over a penny, that's when it's going to turn into trend type things, and it's always just going to just keep going up from there. But with this redenomination, we just might skip and go right to $1 per coin, and you just might be salivating at your profit that you're making. So my personal opinion is to put a large investment into NPXS because of the fact with all this new news, with this redenomination happening, you want to get in before the price really starts going up. As you see, it's already pushing a big pump, even though there was a dip last night. So every time it pumps, it goes up. Unlike a lot of other things, it's not a rocket going to the moon. This is a stairway going to the moon. I mean, it goes up, then goes up, goes way up, goes way up. I mean, this thing's going. So this is just one account that has the NPXS that I have. There's multiple wallets that I have. So what I would suggest to everybody is pair up. You need to go and try and get whatever you can. I believe that Pundi X is going to be a good investment. We're going to easily see profit. And I'll most likely end up making some new update videos for Pundi X. And I'll also be making new reviews on other cryptocurrencies that I believe in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This has been Crypto Broker, and I will see you next episode.